Hey guys, it's Super here. So recently I managed to get Wael and let's build him together and talk about how you should be building him. So first of all, of course, as always, let's awaken him to awaken level 5. And I have quite a lot of eggs now, so I mean this isn't really a concern. And of course, alongside that, let's bring him to level 150. You can see I have so much resources because I haven't really built a character in a long time. And Wael is a very, very strong character and definitely deserving of Breakthrough 6, and that's what we'll do right now as well. So you can see I actually don't have that much Breakthrough 3 and 4 material, and I actually have more Breakthrough 5 and 6 material, so I regardless still should be using them. He's a fantastic character and definitely deserving of it. But for Breakthrough 7 and 8, personally, I wouldn't recommend it, and you should save these for your limited time heroes. So of course, let's also increase his skill levels and let's raise his exclusives as well. Once again, I've not built a character in so long. You can see I have quite a lot of legendary eyes right now. I believe I have almost 8. In fact, I almost had 9. And well, we're going to use 3 just to get him to exclusive 3 over here, like so. And of course, we need to get his emblem materials. So let's get right into doing that. So we just go to the dungeon. And then we can go to Alt of War. And very simply just get his emblem. So let's just do this. And actually we need more energy, so let's just withdraw from our energy bank. Let's max out his emblems, and we can store the rest of our energy. So for our emblems, there's two kind of approaches you can go for. So let's go back to Wael's page. And the first is getting this mastery main stat over here. And the second option is getting the speed main stat over here. So it kind of depends, and I'm not going to commit to one yet, and I'll explain why very soon. So first, let's do the regular emblems, and this is what I see most people use, and in my opinion, after, of course, thinking about it myself, I think it's a good idea. So he does do a lot of damage by himself, which is why we go for the damage track. And then we want HP on him, and we'll pick all these other related stuff. So you're going to notice that over here, I'm not going to commit to either speed or mastery yet. By the end of this video, I will, but let me explain my rationale. So first off, what stats does he need? He's a HP burner character, so he needs HP, he wants mastery, and speed, of course, is going to be very useful for him as well, as is with most characters. But most importantly, the thing you need to take note of is in his special 4, where he steals skill damage from enemies, which is up to 50% of his initial mastery. So what this means is you do need 180% initial mastery if possible. Additionally, he also has his echo. His echo, I believe, is a HP rate main stat if we can find it over here, which is not surprising. For his echo, I will be getting it tomorrow, so for now you won't be seeing me choose what echo to put on him. But if you do not have his own echo, there are many other alternatives you can consider. The most notable and easily accessible one is going to be not Black Craving, but Bloody Fight over here. Very, very simple echo, HP rate, and gives HP burning main stat, so this is a very solid echo to put on him. But yeah, so we are gonna have to try and get 180% mastery and whatever speed and HP we can give him. And that is why I'm not committing to these emblems yet, because I want to see how much mastery I can get from my gear. So if I can easily get 180% without sacrificing my other stats, I'll go for speed. Otherwise, I'll take mastery to fulfill that 180% requirement. So let's gear him now. And I think the best sets on him is going to be damage related sets if you can afford it. Otherwise, just basically anything which will give you the mastery that you need. So we'll take a look at maybe the artifacts first before we move on to the gear. And once again, of course, as usual for A5 artifacts, we will want speed. And let's look for something with a nice amount of HP rate. So we have this one, which is actually fantastic. So HP rate plus 3, effect hit, which is not that needed on Wael, and we have the chance of getting mastery as well. So let's equip this on our Wael, and then let's actually raise this to level 20. And we got plus 4 HP rate, which is really, really fantastic. Getting mastery also would have been good here, but 0 complaints, this is a fantastic piece to have on my Wael. For the second piece, we will want HP for sure, and then we want either speed, HP rate, or mastery. It kind of depends what pieces we have, if we have any good ones. So let's just take a look and at what we have and decide from there. So this one's pretty good. HP, main stat, speed, and mastery. Let's equip this for now, but we can see if we have anything better. HP and mastery. I like this as well, and this will help and go a long way towards fulfilling our mastery requirements. So that's one we can consider as well. I'm just taking a quick look through to see if there's anything even better. Once again, we are looking for HP rate, speed, and mastery. So this is decent, but I'm gonna pass on that because I do think I'll want some mastery from this artifact over here if possible. So +2 mastery and some effect hit. This is worth considering, but I believe this one is just strictly better. So once again, I'm just looking through really quickly, seeing if there's any artifacts worth going for. I'm just gonna level some of these. Okay, so I'm not gonna use this because it didn't land on mastery. And we can just keep going. Once again, HP rate, speed, and mastery. And the primary one I would like is definitely mastery, so let's try this. These are good rolls, another good roll. And I think we are going to go with this, mastery and speed, both fantastic stats which we want. So not a single roll wasted. I think the other one we were considering was somewhere up here, if we just take a quick look. The one which we initially had equipped. So this is the alternative, I would say. We are sacrificing 6.5 mastery for about 50 speed. So we'll decide, we can end up using this one, but for now we'll use this one. And then for our defense artifact, we definitely want mastery main stat. And once again, we want HP rate or speed, or both, of course, would be ideal. So let's once again take a look. And the A1 artifact is definitely one which we do want to bring to Mythic because we will get a lot of mastery from it. So once again, just take a look. So far, nothing too great over here. This one has nice speed but no HP rate, which would be ideal. So maybe we should filter and see if we have any good ones. So yeah, you can see we don't really have any good ones besides this one on Talus, but once again, I want to bring the A1 artifact to Mythic. So let's look for speed and mastery main stat artifact instead. Still not many good candidates. We have this one, which isn't great. This one's not great. So this is looking a little tricky. This one might roll to a +2 speed. Unfortunately not. So just giving a quick look through. Okay, let's look for HP rate instead now. And yeah, so we really don't have that many good candidates here, unfortunately. So maybe for now, we can just give him something temporary and something we don't have to commit to. So really, unfortunately, just nothing good right now. So we will use maybe whatever best speed piece that we have available. Yeah, just really disappointing pieces. So okay, for now we'll just use this, which isn't really anything particularly good. Once again, we want HP rate or speed, and ideally I would want more speed. But since this piece isn't good at all, I'm not going to make it mythic yet and wait until I farm a better piece. So next, let's talk about gears. Once again, we want to hit that 180% mastery, and we are not particularly close right now. So I think what we'll need to do is run sets like the Bone Erosion set, which gives a good amount of mastery, as you can see here. So mastery, HP, and speed is all going to be extremely beneficial for us. And let's see if we can find some good pieces which will make it work. So this is a nice one, but ideally I don't really want to take pieces away from some of our other characters because they're pretty well built and it's a little annoying to shift things around. So we have this piece on Cajun, which is actually really nice. I might take this, but let's just explore our options. We have this, which is really good as well, HP rate +3. Let's use this for now. And besides that, this one's good as well, but it's on our Talus. In fact, I kind of prefer swapping these two from our Talus, so our Talus gets more HP and a bit more speed at the cost of some mastery. I think that's worth it. I think I'm going to swap this with Talus. And then as for the chestplate, once again, HP and mastery, this is good, and on Unhijin, which we don't use, or I don't use at all. So that's a good one for now. Let's see if there's any better options. This one is decent with a good amount of mastery and a good amount of HP. Once again, mastery is, I would say, more important than HP for this character, so I will probably use this swapping with Imakado. For boots, let's see if we can find a good one. This one has HP rate and mastery, which is alright. This one does as well on our Jubei. Unfortunately, not really any good boots, which is kind of annoying because boots are, I would say, the most important piece of the regular equipment. So a little annoying, but maybe we can take these from our Jubei and give our Jubei this piece instead, which also isn't particularly good, but I mean, this is just strictly better for Wael, so I think that makes more sense. And lastly, for our accessory equipment, we are once again just looking for HP rate, mastery, and speed. So this one on our Kratos is alright. And we do have this one on our Talis, which I don't really want to take from her, unfortunately. So, okay, we can give him maybe just not really any good options, unfortunately. So we can let's see the highest mastery one which we have. This one's really good, but I just don't know where I'm gonna swap things from because okay, I guess I'll swap this with Kratos. Unfortunately, this artifact's just really bad on Kratos. But for now, let's just take a look at what we have and then we can adapt from there. So we are at 171% or 172% mastery basically. And even though we're not at 180% threshold, we will eventually get it from this A1 artifact, which to me means that we should be taking the speed emblem. So the rest of our mastery at some point will be coming from upgrading this artifact and of course getting better gear throughout because to be honest, the gears that we're using over here isn't too amazing. I'm just going to do a quick look through using our devouring set to see if there's any nice pieces we could use, which could maybe even be better than using the bone erosion set, but right now we are quite reliant on the bone erosion set mastery bonus to hit the requirements. So for now, I don't think we can afford to change over. So we have something like this, which is nice, but yeah, I don't think we can afford to change over at this moment. So let's just level this piece and see if we get anything good. So now this is pretty bad. And so this is the build for now. So once again, the goal is 180% mastery, which we are nearing, and we could do easily if we simply upgrade this equipment, but that's not ideal since this piece of equipment isn't that great. And besides that, we want a good amount of HP and speed. So his speed still leaves more to be desired, but we do still have things like blessings, which we will cover very soon. And for HP, we still have up to 64% HP available from the Echo. And just to see what value it puts us at, we can put a HP rate Echo like Apsaras on our Wael, and we can just see the amount of HP we get to, which is 867,000, which is pretty solid. So let me just put Apsara's Echo back on her, and then we will continue building him. And there's just a few more things to cover, so let's go back to Wael, and let's talk about his aura and his blessings. So for aura, I would say that the best aura on him is probably Hit Grandmaster for the additional HP. Wael does do a lot of damage, so you could, I guess, in some sense consider using the new HP burning aura, but in my opinion, this is simply not worth it. You are better off putting this on a character like Irato, so I wouldn't do this. I personally think Hit Grandmaster is going to be the best, and I think that's what we're going to commit to. So we have this, we need 8 of these number 5 runestones, so let's just get some of them over here using these chests, and we can get 9 from here, which will be enough to craft the aura. While we're at it, also let's just add our Wael to the sanctuary. So we will get more HP on him soon. You can see my sanctuary isn't really close to max, so I will get more stats from there as well. And going back to Wael, now let's give him our Hit Grandmaster aura. And I don't believe, okay, we have a little bit of tokens, just 1 level, which, I mean, it will slowly add up. Eventually I will level his aura, but for me it's not a priority at this moment. So now let's talk about his blessings. So for the first slot, the top slot, there's 2 things you can consider, or rather there's only 2 things that is going to be good on him, and that's going to be HP rate and speed. So I think I'm going to go for a half and half blessings here, so I'm going to use 1 HP rate blessing and 1 speed blessing. Let's give him this 55 one, and this will of course help his speed a little bit. And then next for our middle slot blessings, he basically just wants HP burning damage. I think this is going to be the best on him, so let's give him this one and this as well. So other things which could work, of course, is mastery, which could help you get that 180% mastery if you need it. Other things you can consider is skill damage, in my opinion, not worth it at all. There are many other characters who want it more and deserve it more. But yeah, I think HP burning bonus is going to be the best. And for the last slot, there's several things you can choose actually, which is, I would say, pretty surprising. Usually you just want something like tenacity, but I believe things like heal and shield effect is actually not terrible because he is a character which has to absorb a lot of damage, and keeping him with as much uptime as you can from other characters is useful. So I know some players do use heal and shield effect. I wouldn't say it's optimal or definitely the best. I think there's a lot of or breathing room over here as to what you can choose. But for now, I'm not going to commit on to anything. But I do see people using tenacity. This is unsurprising, and some people using, I believe, shield effect as well. Kind of depends. And for now, I'm not going to really choose one, and it's really not that important either, in my opinion. So yeah, this is the build for now. It's not perfect, definitely, and I definitely could improve it, especially if I take gears from my other very built characters. But without, sacrificing my other characters, this is what I have. So let's talk about improvements, and then we'll end the video. So first improvement, of course, is going to be leveling him up. This will give him more HP. And in fact, I'm going to bring him to maybe level 170. I don't want to bring him all the way to 180 because it's really costly and I am saving soul fires for some other characters. But I think 170 is a good middle ground and not too expensive. So you can see just like that, his HP has gone up a decent amount. And then other improvements we can talk about. This piece is decent. Of course, you can see we basically only have one mythic piece. So eventually, when we get better boots, especially, we will bring this to mythic and we'll get a lot of additional speed. I believe it's like 72 additional speed. Besides that, bringing some of these pieces to mythic will be useful. We may land the bonus substats on things like mastery and HP rate. But pieces which are just strictly not very good, there are two, I would say. The first one is this A1 artifact, which is really poor. The second one is this one, which only has this mastery +1 and HP +1. The remainder, this weapon, chestplate, and this accessory, they at least have, I would say, well, these two have at least +3 of substats in things that we want. And this fourth one, also not too ideal, but I mean, it's not that horrible, I would say. So definitely, first improvement I'm looking towards is this A1 artifact, and that is something I will simply just improve over time by getting better gear and farming the dungeons. So yeah, I'll probably make a video testing Wael as well sometime in the near future, so that's something you guys can look forward to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.